You're listening to 90.3 KEXP, online all over the world at KEXP.org. My name is Sharlese. I am the host of Audio Oasis, and I am very excited to introduce to you Nudity live on KEXP.
Before, and it's showing a kiss. But every time that I look at your picture, you never move your lips. You're also cool to the touch, I can take too much when I look at your eyes. But when the moon is risen high up above, that's when you come to life. She's made, what I pray. She's made up, what I pray for. She's made of light, but I pray for night. She's made, but I pray. I used to sleep all my mornings away and stumble up at noon. But why do I now awaken at the break of day and all I think of is you? I want to sink into the depth of your darkness. You let me come inside, but I get pulled back alone to the surface. Words are harsh and bright.
Nudity live on KEXP.
Calling himself the Magister. You never fathom the imaginal. Listen to what they say. But all dreamers dream the same. Acculturator. Baby, I was born without a soul. Baby, I'm trying to create one whole. Baby, culturator, masturbator will assault your heart. You'll never understand the demands in our heart. Baby, I'm position.
You're listening to the sounds of Nudity live on KEXP. You just heard an unreleased song called The Acculturator.
The Acculturator.
The Acculturator. I totally am ripping that apart. And then you heard White Hot Gold from Astronomicon. And so you're playing this new unreleased song, even though you have this double LP of all these unreleased songs that are coming to the world pretty soon, in a couple weeks. And why did you choose to play an unreleased song?
We don't even actually play any of the stuff on the old LP at this point. We might at some point in the future, but yeah, at this point, I'm the only person in the band who played on those songs.
Yeah, interesting.
And also, I like moving forward.
Yeah.
I like that someone wanted to put out that old stuff. It's
Yeah.
really flattering. And it was never on vinyl before. It was just self-released CDs. But, you know, well, I'm happy that that's out there. I'm not putting a lot of energy into that record.
So, a question about that. Do you listen to those songs and have, like, a ton of nostalgia? Like, do you think, this is where I was, this is who I was, and now this is the music that I'm playing, this is the band that I'm in?
Not a whole lot. I mean, you know, as you get older, time moves differently. And so it doesn't feel like, while that was like 10, 12 years ago, it doesn't feel like ages ago to me. It still feels like the same band and the same musical mission that the band was on back then. Last night I did run into Chris Sutton, who was the guitarist on most of that stuff, and gave him a copy of the LP. And he was like, oh, I was like talking about the record and some of the live stuff on it. He's like, you're gonna make me cry, man. So I think he was maybe missing it. But also he hasn't done the band since 2007. I've been doing it the whole time. So
Yeah. So the new old album is called Is God's Creation.
yeah, preferably stated, Nudity is
Right.
God's creation. Yeah.
Yes. And you hooked up with Cardinal Fuzz.
Yeah.
And is what's his name?
Dave Cambridge is his name.
And so were you guys longtime friends? Is he like a big fan of the band?
I guess the latter. I've never met him in person. We communicate electronically, as is the style these days.
Right.
But he seems like a really great dude, and his label is cool. It puts out kind of a mix of reissue psych stuff and modern psych stuff. It's just generally a psych label, and it's cool. Like, he's really a dedicated fan of that kind of music, and the fact that he wanted to go back and put out decade-old recordings kind of attests to that.
So did he hit you up like 6 months ago, a year ago, and was like, did he plant the seed and then you thought about it? How did it all
He
work?
probably contacted us closer to 2 years ago.
Wow.
And then Rachel and I just really dragged our asses on getting the artwork done.
The artwork is really cool. I wish we had a copy of it
Oh, yeah.
to show.
That was a poster. So there's a famous pet photographer named Carly Davidson. She does these books called Shake. Now there's like shake puppies and shake cats. So she takes photos of people's pets in the middle of shaking. And she's like gotten huge.
Wait, shaking?
Yeah, like, you know, like your dog gets out of the water and it shakes or
Oh,
something,
yeah.
you know? And so she catches it mid-shake and has like jowls flying and et cetera. Anyway, that's kind of
Yeah.
a side note. But Carly is from Olympia and she was a good friend of the whole band. So she took us out to the photo studios at Evergreen State College and we shot some photos, and her dog Norbert is in the photo that you can't really tell. And then she since went on to international fame, and Nudity still just is Nudity. And then I tweaked that photo and turned it into a screen print, and that was used as a tour poster for our first U.S. tour in 2006, I think it was. Maybe 2005, 2006. Anyway, so I sent like a handful of those out to like every place we were playing and screen printed them in my basement. And then I just kept one, and that's the one that has been historically
It's
famous
great.
now on the cover of that record. And like, you know, I would love to think that there's someone out there who has, like they saw that poster on a wall in 2006 at a club they were going to. It was like, oh, it's cool, and took it down.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe that's not the case. I don't know.
Well, I just got the new album yesterday because I asked you for it.
Yeah.
And I skimmed through it a little bit, and I read a lot about it. There's a couple of in-depth reviews of the album.
Yeah.
And it totally takes you through a story from front to back of the album. And one of the things that I'm most excited to do is to listen to the 21-minute track, because it's like just on one side.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that that's really cool.
Yeah, that was a live track at this club, Yes, or it was an all-ages storefront in Olympia called Yes, Yes, that everyone here probably remembers. It was really cool. Now it's a Thai restaurant. I can go in there and eat Thai food and be like, oh man, I used to jam so hard in here. Saw Earth and Boris in there with that line
Cool.
of amplifiers from wall to wall. Anyway, so yeah, that was a live set in which I didn't play guitar, I played sitar. And
There's a lot of that in the album.
there's a little bit. Yeah. I think maybe it comes across as more than there really is. But yeah, there's some sitar. I mean, that whole entire side has sitar, obviously. But the thing that you don't catch on the recording that you caught live if you were there was that I was borrowing this delay pedal from someone that had 5 separate outputs for it. And they each were like delayed off the previous one. And so I was running 5 amps that the sitar was going through, and they're in
Whoa.
a circle around the room. And so for the last like 2 or 3 minutes of the song, I had that pedal on, and the sound of the sitar was swirling around the room.
That's amazing.
It was pretty cool, but of course you don't get that when you hear it on the record.
Right, but that would have been really fun.
Yeah.
So another question that I want to ask is like, so when I talk about you guys, I am like so excited to talk about Nudity. And when
I like taking that out of context. It sounds cool.
Okay, so people take it out of context. And I had put on Twitter, I was like, come see Nudity live on KEXP, and it's free and open, and it's all ages. And somebody tweeted back, like, there's something there, nudity and kids. And I was like, not funny. Like, I didn't think it was funny. I didn't think it was funny. But you guys have been, I mean, you've sported this name. You're owning this name. How do you deal with it? All the jokes, the cracks, all the comments.
Mostly I just don't pay attention. It's fine. I don't care. People are welcome to make a joke about the name. When people say like, oh, so you're going to play naked, right? I actually do have a good answer for that one. I say, well, you missed that show. We already did it. So that's good. We do have a naked show under our belts, so we can.
The Nudist Colony one?
Yeah, there's a nudist colony in Dripping Springs, Texas.
And you guys actually just did it.
Yeah, these people weren't in the band then, but I wish they were. Curtis was nearby. He was on tour with this band, the Old Haunts, and we played Austin and San Antonio with them, and then this nudist colony was halfway between those two. And we tried to get the Old Haunts to play it with us, but they weren't really having it. So we played with them in Austin, played the nudist colony, met up with them in San Antonio.
They weren't
and
having it because they
had all
didn't want to
these
be naked.
Tales to tell. I don't know. I'm not going to judge them. Maybe they wanted to be naked and someone had to get a burrito instead. I don't really know.
Well, my boyfriend likes to get naked.
That's a good boyfriend
I
to
mean,
have.
yeah, it's great. And there's a park called Denny Blaine.
Yeah.
And he goes, and just as soon as we hit that park, he is like stripping, and I am not. I actually like, I mean, you know, I wear my sunglasses so that I can like look. I can't help but look. I mean, everybody's naked.
Yeah, but you got to play it cool.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, I enjoy my boyfriend naked, so it works out for all of us.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that nudist colony we played, it wasn't like Denny Blaine. It was like sex swingers nudist colony.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like...
They were excited that Nudity came to play.
They were, yeah. And
they were like, this is our theme.
Totally, yeah. And we sold a whole bunch of shirts at that show, too.
I bet.
Because I told them, you know, when you want to tell the world that you want to be naked, but the man won't let you, you wear a nudity shirt.
They were all over it.
Yeah, but yeah, there were people like having like, you know, weird sex. I don't say weird in a derogatory way, but yeah, people were having sex while we were playing.
Wow, we all missed this show.
Yeah, it was It was something. And then two of my bandmates took DMT right after that before we got in the van and drove away.
That's a higher level.
Yeah, it really turned into
They were
crazy.
tripping in the car?
Yeah. And one of them did really well and one of them did really poor on that drug. It took them to the
It's
extremes.
a very personal drug.
Yeah, it seemed that way. I guess it's really, I mean, I've never done it, but it seems really, everyone says it's like an extreme rush for like a couple minutes. It's just like the most intense feeling ever, and then it fades, but you're still left feeling druggy in some way. But yeah, it took them to the extremes of their personality. So one member was really uptight, and that got him really uptight. And so we like stopped the van. He made us stop, and he had to like get out. And he had put like a sticker of a bulldog on the back of the van at some point because he missed his bulldog back at home. And he came back around to the side door of the van, and he goes, "You guys, does anyone have like a razor blade or like something? I got to take off the sticker of the bulldog. I feel like it's way too conspicuous. The cops are going to pull us over." It
He was
just a sticker of
tripping.
the bulldog, yeah. And then the other guy who took it,
He's not in the
just
band anymore.
He's not, no. But I do love that guy. And the other guy who took it is a very easygoing person. And so as this one member is freaking out about the bulldog sticker and stuff, the other dude is like reclining in the back seat of the van against the wall, eyes half closed, and he goes, "You know what sounds really good right now? A popsicle."
Did you guys get him one?
We were nowhere near a store at that point, but
That's probably why he wanted one. So
the
bad.
next gas stop, we all got popsicles, if I remember right. Yeah.
That's a good celebration.
It was, yeah.
DMT. Licking frogs.
Is that what that one comes from?
I think so.
Okay.
Licking frogs.
Okay.
I watched a Vice documentary.
Cool. They know everything.
They do. Well, you guys have one more song, and I'm super excited about it because it's a long one.
That's true.
You guys do very well on your long songs.
Thanks.
Yeah. So, Nudity, more music from them live on KEXP.
nothing but perpetual light. I know it's the way I
You're listening to live music by Nudity here on Audio Oasis on KEXP. You just heard Here Comes the White Light, and that is from the Astronomicon album. One of my favorite albums of last year, and there is no more time that I have with you guys, but you guys are amazing, and Astronomicon is so effing rad, and Iron Lung is one of the best local labels in Seattle, and you guys have a show coming up Tuesday, October 11th at Obsidian in Olympia with Black Breath and He Whose Ox is Gored. And Tuesday, November 1st in Olympia with Ether Island.
Ether Island.
Yeah,
that Black Breath show is going to be like a total metal bill and then us. So it's going to be a real test of how we go over with the metal
Yeah,
crowd.
both Black Breath and He Whose Ox is Gored is great.
Totally.
Yeah. And I also want to say that the time-lapse video, I want to shout that out. That is for Here Comes the White Light, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah, we have a guy who does live visual projections with us, Joaquin De La Puente. He's the 6th member of the band. He's in the band.
Awesome.
And he made that video.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Wonderful.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, you
on
just heard.
International Coffee Day.
Oh, is it?
It is.
I have a coffee waiting for me in the booth.
Perfect.
Right. You just heard a live in studio session with Nudity here on Audio Oasis on KEXP, Seattle.
Discover new music at listener-powered KEXP.org.